because we belong to you, belong to you. We belong to you. Never cast us out. Open thy mercy door. Don't let us go in vain, Father. Don't let us go in vain. Don't let us go in vain, Father. Don't let us go in vain, because we belong to you, belong to you. We belong to you. Never cast us out. Don't let us go in vain. Hallelujah. 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 Glory to God in the highest. Thank God that once again has allowed us to see this mighty day in His presence. Happy and joyful. He has protected us from the intentions of the evil people against us. And has brought us once again to worship and honor Him. May the Lord be glorified in our lives. So today we are in the book of Matthew, chapter 12, verses 9 to 15. Very powerful passage. And it says, Jesus, when He was departed thence, He went into the synagogue. That means He had left an area where He was before and then proceeded to the synagogue. We know the synagogue was a house of a collection where believers came to worship God. It's like a church. The only difference is that it was made of Jewish believers. But their focus, their intent on coming together was to worship God. So He went into the house of worship, and behold, there was a man which had his hand withered. That tells you this man probably had a stroke earlier on in his life. He was paralyzed. He didn't say which hand, but one of his hands was paralyzed. I used to have an uncle with that kind of problem. After his stroke, he could not use his left hand, I think. So right away, the first thing is that see, this man had come to the synagogue to worship God. He had not gone to a hospital. He had come to meet with God, and most likely he was also praying for healing of his withered hand. So what does that tell you? The church is a hospital for sinners and those who are sick with physical diseases as well as spiritual diseases. What is a spiritual disease? The spiritual disease is this disease of sin. People who are rebellious, people who are in occults, people who are fornicating, who all kinds of sins, chains, they've come for deliverance. In addition to people who are physically sick. So when you look at the church of God, the church is not a hotel for fat cats or people who are good or well. No. Jesus Christ said, I did not come for the righteous, but for the sick, to turn them to repentance. So when you come to a church, you will find all kinds of people with all kinds of problems. This is the way the church should be. The church is a healing center both for physical and spiritual problems. So there are various people in the church at different stages of healing. Some have received their healing, others are just starting, some are halfway. So everybody in this church has one problem or another. It's either physical or spiritual. And we've all come to seek the help of God. That's the first thing we have to notice. Even in the time of Jesus, this man, we don't know how long he had been coming to the synagogue. We don't know how long he had been sick. But he had come to seek the face of God. There are many people today who are sick who don't even think of coming to the church. They say, what can the church do for me? And they either go to the hospital or go somewhere else. They will never think of coming to the church to seek healing from God. But we see this man, his hand was withered. Now, we don't know how long Jesus has been going to that church. Alama had been there. But there is always a day of visitation. So this man, we don't know how long he comes to church, but this particular day was his own day. What am I trying to tell you? You yourself, there is a day God has ordained for you to receive your healing. What does that mean? Never give up. Because you don't know what that day is going to be. You don't know when that day is going to be. Suppose that man had given up and said, all these years I've been coming to this synagogue, I've never been healed. What's the point of me going? He would never have been healed till he died. Because he would have never met Jesus. But there was a day that had been ordained from heaven that on this particular day, you are going to be healed. Just like the man at the beautiful gates, that 40-year-old man who had been born paralyzed from birth and had been laid at the gate, beautiful, the gate of the temple to beg for alms. 40 years. But one day, he met Peter and John and he was instantly healed. A man that never walked in his life. Again, there was the day of visitation and he received it. He never gave up. He never said, oh, what's the point of coming here? So you and I are encouraged today that we should never give up. Whatever I know, it doesn't matter how long we've been asking God. There's a day written in the book of heaven that Mr. So-so-so, Mrs. So-so-so will be healed on this day if that person does not give up. But many of us will quit on God and we stop coming to church, we stop praying. We say, oh, I prayed for 5 years, nothing happened, so that I stopped going to church. Maybe it would have been 5 years and 1 month, or even 1 day that we were healed. And he stopped going the day before. Counseling is healing, or our healing. See? So this man did not give up. He kept on coming to church, kept on praying. He said, well, one day, God will heal me. I'm not going to give up praying. I'm not going to stop coming to the church to see God. I'm not going to stop what I've been doing. He believed that one day he will receive his healing. That's why he kept on coming. He hadn't lost his belief that God will heal him. He would not have bothered to come to church that day. But he did not know the day. He did not know the hour. But he knew that one day he will receive his healing. So these people came to ask Jesus, is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days? Now that question was asked to Jesus, not just a simple question out of curiosity. No. They asked it with a particular purpose. What was that? To accuse Jesus. And accuse him of healing on Sabbath day so they could go and report him to the authorities. That was the reason I asked that question. Why? Because they believed that healing on the Sabbath day was a violation of the law. And that Jesus, if he healed that man, he would have violated the law and they could report him and get him arrested. So what is the first point? Whenever people come to ask you a question, everybody that asks you a question has a motive for asking that question. Now, you might not know that motive. You might think, oh, well, he only asked this question, but you don't know the reason for asking that question. So what am I trying to say? Always think of your answer before you give the answer to anybody that comes to ask you a question. Because you don't know the intention. Maybe they have a recorder in their hand, recording what you're saying. You don't know. You don't know. You don't know whether they have somebody nearby ready to pounce on you. If you say a particular word, you never know that. So always think before you give an answer to anybody, because you don't know the intention. These people came to ask, ordinarily looked at a very simple question to Jesus. Is it lawful to heal on the Sabbath days? The one where I think, oh, maybe they just want to know about the law, or maybe they're just ignorant. No. The reason was they wanted to use Jesus' answer to get him arrested. May God deliver us from the hands of these evil people. So let's go to number Luke 13:14 and John 9:16. Luke 13:14 and John 9:16. They asked him, is it lawful to heal on Sabbath days? That they might accuse him. It was not an innocent question by any means. His answer would have meant immediate arrest. They were just waiting for the kind of answer he was going to give.
John 9:16.
Yes.
Therefore, some of the Pharisees said, this man is not from God.
You see?
Because he does not keep the Sabbath.
That's it.
Others said, how can a
says, see, they said Jesus was not he couldn't come from God because he healed on the Sabbath day. Luke 13:14.
But the ruler of the synagogue
Yes.
answered with indignation,
Yes.
because Jesus had healed on the Sabbath. And he said to the crowd, there are 6 days on which men ought to work.
Yes.
Therefore come and be healed on them, and not on the Sabbath
day. You see? That explains it. That they felt, this Pharisees felt that healing was work on the Sabbath day. They equated healing to working on the Sabbath day. Because they had perverted the law. God never said nobody should be healed on the Sabbath day. They were the ones that interpreted healing as work, because they said Jesus was a healer, so he was doing his work, even though Jesus never charged anybody for his healing. So how could he be equated to work? He didn't get any money for healing anybody, nobody paid him. So how can they say that's work? They had extended what God told them from 10 commandments to over 2,000 laws. They added on to it. So many of the so-called laws we obey, many of these churches, they are man-made. They are not God-made. If you go and inquire, how did this particular practice start in the church? Who is this, of God, or who started it? You find that most people can't give you an answer. Oh, you're just doing it because people saw the other people doing it. But do you know why it's done? We don't know. Did God tell you to do it? We don't know. That's what you're going to get the answer from most of the things people do in most churches. So in this case, they equated healing as work on the Sabbath day. And the law says nobody must work. So by saying that, they said, if Jesus heals this man, we'll know he's violating the Sabbath day, and we can report him and get him arrested. For instance, Jesus had said, yes, it's lawful to heal the Sabbath day. They would have caught him and arrested him and say, yes, you see, he's violating the Sabbath day, he's working. Now, we're going to get there, the answer Jesus gave. And he said to them, now, I like how Jesus answers many questions. I wish we would all have the wisdom of Jesus to answer people very diplomatically. Jesus, remember when they went to stone that woman? When they caught that woman, the very act of adultery. And they brought her to Jesus and said, the Lord says we should stone this woman. What shall we do? What is your own opinion? A moment of testing for our Lord Jesus Christ. And the Bible says that he did not answer them. He looked on the ground and began to draw on the ground. And then after some time he said, whoever of you has no sin, let him cast the first stone. When he said that, one by one, the people who had held the stone in their hand, ready to stone this one to death, they began to leave the stone one by one. And they left. You see how he answered them? Because they were going to use his words to arrest him or to do something against him. He answered in a very diplomatic manner. We see the same answer here. Jesus said to them, what man shall there among you that shall have one sheep? Please note, one sheep. And if that sheep falls into a pit on the Sabbath day, will he not lay hold on it and lift it out? How much then is a man better than a sheep? So instead of answering them directly, like most of us would do, and give a direct answer, Jesus used an example to answer them. What brilliance, what wisdom. See? So they couldn't say, oh, this is what he said. Oh, he said this. Oh, he said that. They couldn't, because he never gave a direct answer. He gave an example. He said, okay, which one of you, if he has a sheep, and that sheep falls into the pit, would he not lift it out on the Sabbath day? Would he say, oh, this is my sheep, the only sheep I have, my only source of income, and milk, and meat, fell into the pit on the Sabbath day, but because it's Sabbath day, I'm not going to lift it out. I'm going to allow that sheep to die. He said, which one of you will say that and say, oh, it's a Sabbath day. If I lift it out, I'll be violating the Sabbath. That's work. I mustn't do any work on the Sabbath day. So let me leave that sheep. Well, you know what will happen? The sheep will die before the end of the day. And then that man's income, that man's sole source of milk in his family, finished. He knew that none of them would do that. That's why he gave them the example. He was saying that that man with the withered hand was falling into the pit of sickness, into the pit of Satan. And it doesn't matter whether it is Sabbath day or not, you could not leave that man in that same state. You couldn't. You had to do something. Because he had fallen into the pit. The same thing is said when they saw the woman whose back was bent, and they accused him. They said that this woman was being bound. Can she be left like that because it's Sabbath day? Now, he said, will you not lay hold on it and lift it out? Of course. Every one of them would have done that. I just was trying to say that this is what I'm doing. If I heal this man, I'm lifting this man out of the pit of darkness, out of the pit of oppression by Satan, out of the pit of sickness. That's what I'm doing. So how much then is a man better than a sheep? In other words, if you can lift your sheep out of the pit, how much more a human being? So wherefore, now look at the answer he gave. So wherefore it is lawful to do what? To do well on the Sabbath day. You see? He never said to heal. He said to do well on the Sabbath. You can see the difference. Jesus answered. So they couldn't hold on and say, yes. He said it's okay to heal on Sabbath day. Anybody can tell the chief priest, it's okay. He said it, go and arrest him. They could not hold Jesus with his words. It was too brilliant for them. He said, therefore, it is what? Lawful to do well. He didn't use the word heal. You see the diplomacy and the tact there. To do well on the Sabbath day. Because he knew, had he used the word heal, they would have arrested him. Because that was the interpretation of their own law. They said, is it lawful to heal? He said, it is lawful to do well. You can see the answer he gave. So they could not trap him. Then he said to this man, strike forth your hand. Now, when he told the man to do that, then I would have thought in his heart, doesn't this man know my hand is paralyzed? How long has he been coming to this synagogue that he hasn't noticed that I'm paralyzed in my hand? But then he would say, well, I know he's a miracle worker, but, well, I don't know. Let me just do it anyway. I mean, for him to ask me, he must have something, you know? Because ordinarily that man would not, if anybody else had asked that question, man would have just told them to go and get up somewhere. Didn't they see that he was paralyzed? Are they blind or something? But because of Jesus, Jesus said it, he obeyed the instruction. The Bible says that he struck forth of his hand, and immediately the hand was restored whole like the other one. Instantaneous healing. That's called demonstration of faith in that man. Now, we don't know how long I've been healed, I've been sick with the paralyzed hand. We don't know how many times Jesus had been in that synagogue, seeing that man and not healed him. But on this particular day, this was his day from heaven. Nobody could cheat him of that day. The man obeyed in faith. Suppose he said, oh, Jesus, I don't know where you come from, but in this place, people who paralyze hands they cannot move their hand. Maybe you don't know what paralysis means. Maybe you don't know the meaning of paralysis. Maybe you are blind, you can't see that paralyzed. You're telling me to stretch out your hand that's paralyzed. What do you think? Who I am? It could have, I want belief. But because of the faith he had, he said, I will do it. Even though I know I can't do it, I haven't raised my hand for 10 years, I haven't raised for 20 years, he's always remained limp at my side. But because you said it, Jesus, I will do it. This is taking the leap of faith, the step of faith. Most of us, we say we believe in healing, but we don't demonstrate it. We don't act it. For instance, if God says, I've healed you of this sickness, most of us will say, you've healed me? Oh, where is it? Where is the healing? My leg is still bad. I still have back pain. I still have a headache. We will not behave as if we are healed. That unbelief will block us from entering into our healing. So this man believed Jesus and he did what was naturally impossible for him to do, which was to raise that hand. He hadn't raised the hand for God knows how long. Suddenly this man tells him to do it and he does it. That is faith. He's saying that I know I can't raise it, I haven't raised it, but because you said it, I believe you and I'm going to do it. And immediately took that step of faith, the hand was instantly healed. He could have said, oh, I won't waste my time with this. You want to make fun of me in front of these people? Is that what you want to do? You want to embarrass me? Knowing that I can't move my hand? Is that what you want to do, Jesus? Please get up from this place. Who do you think I am? He could have said that because he hadn't moved down for a long time. But because of his faith, you and I too need to demonstrate that faith. When God says you are healed, begin to believe, begin to behave as if you are healed. Even though the sickness may be there, as you are walking in that faith, that sickness will go. Look, remember the lepers, the 10 lepers who came to Jesus, and Jesus healed them. And Jesus said, go and show yourself to the priest. When he said that, none of them was healed. When he just said, go and show the priest, none of them had been healed. But as they were going to the priest, obeying Jesus' command, they received their healing. And one of them came back to thank him. You see? Had they said, what do you want the bishop of priest for? I'm not healed, I say I'm a leprosy. You want me to go embarrass myself before the priest? You want the priest to chase me away? Why? Jesus, heal me first. When I see my healing, then I'll go to the priest. They could have said that. That's what most of us say. Jesus, if you've healed me, let me see this evidence of healing before I go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere until I see the evidence. It's unbelief, total unbelief. You and I need to begin to believe in God and step out in faith. If God says you are healed, begin to behave as if you're healed. I have a headache. God says you are healed by His blood. He says His blood for you. Well, I don't know. I still have a headache, but I'm healed. I'm healed anyway. You begin to, as you stepping and walking in that faith, the headache will go, the back pain will go, the paralysis will go. But if you keep on saying, he said I'm healed, but I still have the symptom, I still can't talk properly, I still can't walk properly, I still have the pain, you are not going to get that healing, no. That is unbelief you're demonstrating. You have to walk in it, begin to behave as if you are aware, even though you still have the symptoms. As you are walking in that wellness, the sickness will go. This is something people don't believe. Many of us are full of, say, they prayed for me, they said I'm healed, but I still have the pain, I still have the paralysis, and so we never get the healing. You have to say, Satan, you're a liar. And here, yes, I still have the Bible, but no, you just said I'm healed. I'm going to begin to walk as if I have no pain. As I walk like this, little by little, the pain will go. And you find yourself walking normally. This is faith. This man demonstrated real faith. And because of the healing, Jesus, the Pharisees went out and they had a counsel against him that they might destroy him. Can you imagine? Because he healed somebody. So when Jesus knew it, he withdrew himself from there, and great multitudes followed him, and he healed them all. He healed them all. Well, one important point I have to notice that when Jesus knew that they were planning to kill him, why didn't he stay there? Why didn't he say, nobody can destroy me? Am I not the Son of God? No, Jesus didn't do that. He said he withdrew himself from there. What I'm trying to say, don't tempt faith. Don't ask the tempter to tempt you. Jesus withdrew. So this is a dangerous place. I know I'm the Son of God, but I don't want to test my God. Remember when Satan came to tell him, he says, jump from the wall. Say, are you not the Son of God? The Bible says that when you throw yourself down the hill, the angels will come and carry you. Jesus says, that shall not tempt the Lord thy God. Jesus could have jumped, and the angels would have caught him, but refused to jump. Say, Satan, that shall not tempt the Lord thy God. Many of us, we tempt the tempter. You know, the story of a Christian who went to jump into a lion's den because he wants to be like Daniel. Of course, the lions tore him up to pieces. You know, we must not tempt God. Jesus withdrew from there and he healed all who came to his crusades. Thank God for his word today. We've learned many, many things. That the hospital is a healing center. physical and spiritual diseases. All of us are in different stages of healing. And as we walk by faith, God will heal us if we don't quit. If we keep on believing that one day, my own day will come, like that man that had a withered hand, like that woman who was bent up, like that man, 40 years at Beautiful Gates, who had been carried to the bed for 40 years. One day, my healing will come. Jesus, let me not miss my day of visitation. That should be your prayer. When my healing is due, don't let me be somewhere else. There are many people, they bring their healing, and that day is the day they don't come to church. And they take it back to heaven. Or they're late, or something. And they say, oh, God doesn't answer my prayer. But God brought your healing, you are not there. See? May God bless you once. Amen.